Who are the people they were talking to? Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary? Our whole lives, we've been taught to believe that time is a line, constantly moving forward and never looking back. But what if we're wrong? Just because science hasn't found a way to make time travel possible, doesn't mean nature hasn't. All over the world, there have been accounts of people experiencing time slips, the phenomenon where one is all of a sudden temporarily transported to another period of time. In this chapter, I'm going to share 2 real-life incidents of this bizarre occurrence. Bold Street in Liverpool, England has become notorious for time slips. One theory is that the city is built on sandstone, which creates a strong magnetic field and can affect the human mind. Whether that's the case or not, something strange happened in July of 1996. Frank, an off-duty officer, was shopping with his wife in Liverpool. Frank ran into an old friend, and so he stopped to say hi to him, while his wife continued without him and headed towards Dillon's, a large bookstore. After they had their chat, Frank said farewell and headed toward Dillon's on Bold Street. The store was right across the street from him when he noticed something was different. The sign now read, Crips. That can't be right, he thought to himself. He took a step closer and jumped back just as a box fan raced past him. Frank was surprised by how old-fashioned it was. And that's when he noticed the people. Everyone was dressed as though it were the 1950s all over again. Did I walk into some sort of parade? Why is everyone dressed like this? He continued walking towards Dillon's, or at least where he thought Dillon's should be. When he got up to the store windows, he didn't see books like there should have been, but women's handbags and clothes. Frank began to feel confused. Did I go the wrong way? What is happening? Then he noticed a young woman wearing a lime green tank top. Amidst all the poodle skirts and suits, she looked extremely out of place, and that made him feel safer. She walked inside the store, and he decided to follow her. The moment he stepped inside the store, he was surrounded by books. It was a bookstore. He was so startled that he grabbed the young woman's arm. "Did you see that?" he asked. "Yeah, I thought this was a new women's clothes store. My mistake." And she left the store before he could ask her any questions. Frank's wife came over to him. "Are you okay?" Something really weird just happened. After doing some research, Frank learned that Crips was indeed a women's clothing store that existed in that exact location in the 1950s. He had no previous knowledge of that store, so if he was imagining things, that's a pretty big coincidence. There are countless stories of people having similar experiences, and I'll admit I wasn't a believer until my friend told me what her grandmother and aunt experienced. They were on their way to Myrtle Beach when they stopped by a gas station. It was very authentically retro, though they did find it a little peculiar that everyone around them was dressed in an older fashion. While they were filling up their tank, the other customers struck up friendly conversation with them. They left the station, and when they got to the beach, they told their friends about the adorable gas station they stopped at. So on the drive back, they were just about to point it out when they realized it wasn't there. Instead, it was just an old gas station that probably hadn't been operating for years. How could they have both imagined the same thing? How did they fill up their gas? Who are the people they were talking to? So, what do you make of these time slip accounts? Have you personally experienced one? Do you think it's really possible to temporarily step into another time period? Or is it all just in their heads? Like this video if it gave you the chills, and don't forget to subscribe to Snarled and check out our other videos. And if you dare to follow me, my links are in the description below. Until next time, sweet dreams.